Hey folks, today we're talking about the Riu Palace Baja California. I'm going to give you my full review, and do stay tuned to the end because I'm going to show you the different pool areas as well as the beaches. This resort is located about 45 minutes from the Los Cabos International Airport. You can pre-book a shuttle or in a taxi. It's about $85. When we were ready to leave the resort and head back to the airport, we opted, instead of getting a taxi, which would have been another $85 to get to the airport, we were able to just drag our suitcases down, and we were able to catch an Uber from there, and instead it cost us $40. So now, Riu has always had a stay at one, play at many kind of concept, where if you're staying at a palace resort, then you would have full exchange privileges to any other palace resort in the area or any other regular Riu resort in the area. That all changed when they introduced Elite Club last year. Guests staying in those properties, you don't have to be in an Elite Club room, you just have to be staying at that property. You have access to all other properties. If you're staying at a Riu Palace resort that doesn't have Elite Club, then you cannot go to a resort that has Elite Clubs. So when we were staying at the Riu Palace Cabo San Lucas earlier in the week, we walked over to the Baja California to check it out. We were very quickly approached by one of the staff members who recognized our wristband. It was not the right color because we were at the Riu Palace Cabo San Lucas, and we were escorted out. So they do keep a pretty good eye on security for that. But of course, if you're staying at the Riu Palace Baja California, you have access to all three. Now, this is a fairly small property. There's only 602 rooms at the resort. The rooms are massive. So if you've stayed at other Riu Palace resorts where you have the junior suite, so usually in the older properties, that's a step down area from where the bedroom is. In the Riu Palace Baja California, there is no step down, which I think is better, safer, but it is just a massive room. So you've got tons of space for lounging. And the balconies were quite large too. We were as far away from the beach and the ocean as was physically possible. We were in the room that was right beside reception, but from our balcony we could still see the ocean. So, I mean, that was perfect for me. We were on the west side of the property, so we were overlooking an empty lot. Again, no problem at all because we were away from any noise from the resort or the neighboring Riu Santa Fe. Now, the Elite Club rooms, those are basically the exact same layout with the exception of the minibar and the liquor dispenser is upgraded bottles of alcohol. And of course, you have those amazing views. These rooms are located at the front of the resort and they're overlooking the pool and the beach area, and you can see Land's End from your room. There are 5 different a la carte restaurants at this property, including Mexican, an Italian, steakhouse. There's also a buffet. As well as Pepe's Grill. This week's help yourself snack grill. Hamburger buns and some nacho chips, hot dogs, chicken burgers, and pre-made hot dogs, I guess. Cheese sauce, chili sauce, pre-made burgers, fries. Chicken wings. It smells amazing here. And some garlic bread, sliced potatoes, and this is stuff for tacos, so this is your taco station. Condiments, and more condiments, got to be for your tacos. So there you go. If you're staying in an Elite Club, you also have access to an Elite Club restaurant, and that serves the same thing every day, but it is a upgraded menu. Now, as far as bars go, there are two different bars in the lobby where the theater is, and we actually did watch a couple of the shows. I mean, they're a little bit cheesy. It was basically just the staff at the hotel that were doing the show. They had a Queen tribute one night, which was really good, and ABBA. I mean, if you ever have an ABBA show on, I'm going to be sitting there watching the show. And they did have drink service to your tables, and they would come around and refresh them as needed. There's also a 24-hour lounge, and this has snacks throughout the day that change. As well as there's a beer on tap, there's wine available, and there's another liquor dispenser in there, so if you want a mixed drink, you can definitely make that up. Over to the pools, there are two pools with swim-up bars, as well as a separate one which you can just walk up to with a nice little seating area so that you can enjoy some food from Pepe's and enjoy a drink with it in the shade. There's also a coffee shop in the lounge, and that has all kinds of coffees as well as some really great treats. There's different cheesecakes, chocolate cakes, as well as sandwiches throughout the day. So a little light snack for you to enjoy. So there's three different pool areas. There's one large infinity pool, and it is massive, as well as one that's further back. And then there's also a swim up pool area, which is off to the side. It doesn't really have a view from that pool area, but the positive is that when the sun comes around, you will get a bit of shade. And that is really the only pool that has shade. I will agree with another YouTuber, Coolest, who was there and said, you know, this resort is a little bit busier. It's the decor that they've gone to is more like cactus style foliage. So you're not getting a lot of shade. There's not so much palm trees and stuff like that you have over at the Riu Palace Cabo San Lucas. But don't forget, you have full exchange privileges. So that was kind of nice. On the Baja California side, they did have lots and lots of umbrellas. So you weren't completely without shade. And then down to the beach, there are several loungers, and there are some umbrellas as well, so you can get a bit of shade. The vendors are right there, so you can do all your shopping while you're laying in the sun. The thing is, you cannot swim in the beaches in Cabo San Lucas in most of the areas. You can walk down the beach about 40 minutes or so to Medano Beach. You can swim there, but right in front of all three Riu properties, there's huge undertows and even riptides. So it is extremely dangerous. If you even are close to the water, very often the lifeguards will come and basically explain to you that it's a life and death situation. But consequently, the pool areas are very, very nice. And I just love being able to sit in the infinity pool at the pool's edge with my little drink and watch those waves crashing, because it is just epic. So I'm going to do a follow-up video and compare all three properties and give you my impression of which one I liked best and which one I would recommend that you stay at. But as I say, just know that all three properties have completely different feels to them. And the Baja California is, of course, the most elevated one there. So for sake of being able to explore all those different properties, I would 100% vote for staying at the Baja California, because then you do have access to all the other two properties. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And before you go, be sure to check out this playlist with all of my videos on the Riu resorts in Cabo San Lucas. Hope you enjoy them.